of Lake Washington, it's Husky Stadium. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. It's the Maryland Terrapins and the Washington Huskies. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you, and Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
Guys, the Terrapins head coach told me before the game, he told me that this is new for the Big Ten. Obviously, these teams coming all the way to the West Coast. The travel is long. They've been putting some practices in place to make sure their players are moving, getting up early, getting prepared for this time zone challenge. They are going to try to perform at their best performance level today, but they put a ton of time and research and science into making sure the players are prepared to go. Guys?
Holly, thank you. This ought to be a tremendous matchup. The Huskies will put boot to leather, and this will be the start of a new season. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. The Terrapins offense will go to work first. And now there's Jarrett Gibson. Great young back that they are really excited about the big things he can bring to this offense. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Got a little space. Got enough for the first down. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
And that's not a surprise. We all knew and talked about coming in. Who are they going to feature? They give it to him the first play, and he chews up and gets a first down. We're going to see more of that. I'm excited to watch this matchup, but the defense, Jesse, they better get physical. They better get better in a heartbeat.
Well, and they've got to fight some emotion right now, too, because the fans are excited. The offensive line is absolutely juiced after that opening play. They're now getting lathered up. They're now getting excited. They're pointing to the sideline. Run it again. Run the same play again.
Play clock was getting close to 0, and they have to burn a timeout. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. And the Terrapins with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Howard. They got him at the 42, but he got 5 yards on the play. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands. Dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
You know, and that's why this guy can play first, second, and third down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. They're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but you're seeing it specifically on this drive.
Back to throw, it's Washington. Breaks into the open. The 30. Down to the 26-yard line before they ride him out of bounds, and this defense is on its heels. The Terrapins have it with a 1st and 10. Out wide left, it's Fleming. He'll be stopped at the 16-yard line. It's enough for a first down in the red zone.
I know he's got the height and the weight of a tight end, but, man, the way he runs routes and how good he is with the ball in his hands, it just reminds you of a wide receiver. He's so athletic. This is a guy that has a basketball background in high school, and you see it pan out. Every time he has the football, he just looks like the best athlete on the field for a big guy. Very, very unique.
They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
He's now up to 52 yards for him on the ground now. What a first quarter for this guy. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. and it'll be 4th down.
They've done a nice job marching the football down the field to get into this position in the red zone. You're throwing incomplete on 3rd down, so the question now, are you going for a touchdown, try to pay this drive off, or are you just going to take the points?
Got to make the play on 4th. Rush is on. And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Maryland! They strike first, and that opening drive of the season could not have gone better. And the PAT makes it 7-0.
And that is exactly what you love to see as a head coach. Watching your offense take the field, first drive of the game, and you're methodical. And you take what the defense gives you. You make good decisions. You don't have negative plays. You don't have missed assignments. That shows your head coach that you are locked in and ready to go.
So Washington's offense takes the field for the first time in this game. And here's a guy who's going to have to make some plays at wide receiver in this one. Going to be interesting to see how involved he is in this offense from the very start. A quick pass to the left. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. And the Huskies come to the line on the heels of that big pass play. Here's Williams to throw. Turns out it's Washington. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. The margin for error so small in a conference like this, and in Big Ten play, really imperative to get off to a good start.
You really focus on all offseason getting off to such a great start, right? Start fast. Win our conference. Well, this is step 1. And so I think you're so tired of hitting your own color jerseys, by the way. You're excited when you get in conference plays. You start to get some of that familiarity, some of that also that hatred that you have for these other teams. So the Big Ten is a fun conference.
Yeah, and you know both of these teams, their players have had this game circled all offseason because this is the first one. This is the first step towards winning a Big Ten championship. Both teams feel like they've got the playmakers to compete in conference this year, but it all starts today.
The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. How about this? It's out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to mark it right around the 5-yard line. What a great job there. First play of this drive comes from the 5-yard line. Here's Gibson to begin the drive. Looks as if he'll get it up to about the 14-yard line.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Brought down at the 20. It's a first down as this offense tries to get something going from deep in its own territory. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Handoff Gibson working left. He is snowed under, nowhere to go, and it'll be 2nd and long. Selling the fake. Lets it fly. And that falls incomplete as they tried to wrap up the first quarter with a bang, but the incomplete pass takes us to the second quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Maryland has the lead as we get a look at the numbers so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. To the air, it's Washington. Moves to his right. On the move to the right and looking for a big one.
It's been a tale of 2 drives for this defense early on, right? They came out starting really slow. Allowed a touchdown on the opening drive, but they're finally settling in here on this one. Obviously, it wasn't perfect. They did give up one first down, but really nice job there on that third down pass defense, forcing the incompletion, now trying to set up a punt.
A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. The Huskies offense out there and ready to go. They take over down 7-0 and trying to get even on this drive. Williams under pressure. Got him for the sack. This defense turning up the intensity.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and a first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
It's 2nd and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. Incomplete, a 50-50 ball won by no one that time.
Well, this offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
Gonna let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
Catches it cleanly at the 20. And the returner will be brought down. The Terrapins will get things going on offense as they come onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Sets his feet. It's Washington. Out wide right, it's Gibson. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. And the Terrapins now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Left side is Fleming. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move.
And it's hard to imagine a defense losing the big fella, losing the tight end, but where was the coverage? Something broke down right there between linebackers and safeties to try to figure out where he was. He's the beneficiary, catches the football, a lot of grass in front of him to make a big play.
He now has 79 yards on the ground, and he wanted to make a first impression, and he's doing that in this opening game. The Terrapins come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Might as well give it to him again. Let's take a minute to talk about Maryland. They start the season in the top 10. Ideal position to make a run. But what do they need to avoid?
Well, I think you avoid the talks about me and where we're at, because that doesn't matter. This team's got a lot to prove. It's a very talented team, but they got to start the season off. That first impression makes a big deal in all these voters, Jesse.
Yeah, I think a lot of these players are hungry to prove that top 10 ranking is legit. And talking to some of their guys too, David, they actually feel like they're not ranked high enough. They actually feel disrespected.
No, he loses the ball after the huge gain. Bounced right back to them. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. And the Terrapins go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Out of the gun, they'll run it with Gibson. Stopped right there.
And you think the defense is dialed into this guy? Like, he's already had such a great start to the football game, and you know they're using him. Great job by this defense. Great adjustment. Great job being downhill, physical, fast right now.
Makes a grab and room to run. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Terrapins! They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. They march 78 yards down the field, and they top it off with a 14-yard pass for the touchdown. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Washington offense to start this possession. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
All right, guys, let's chat for just a moment about Washington. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces. Looking for a big play. And the incomplete pass, taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew it, but I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit better there.
Williams from the gun on third down. Rush right in his face. QB got it himself. Quarterback slides, and that is a punch to the gut to any defense to let a quarterback get out and move the sticks there.
And on the third play of the drive, third down, it's the scrambling ability of this quarterback that goes and picks up the first down. He was so calm back there. He never got flustered. Nobody open, no problem. If you give this guy 1 yard to run, he's going to tuck it and take off, and that's exactly what happened there.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Williams on the play fake. Throws for the tight end. Got him downfield. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 31, and a big pickup on that one. This Washington offense moving quickly down the field. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Williams escapes trouble. And the defense is there. He got away for a second, but not for long as they knock him down for a loss.
And this offense, man, they're going to have to figure something out. This is already getting out of hand, but they're going to have to protect their quarterback. They're going to have to start throwing the football and having some success, because right now they got a bagel up on the scoreboard.
Maryland uses its second timeout. The brain trust getting thoughts together for this big third down coming up.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the...
Throws for the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity. Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. Looks as if this will be a 51-yard attempt. Right down the boulevard. It's good. Now the lead is down to 11.
How about it? 50-plus, no problem. Big leg, nice accuracy. That's a big-time kick for this young man.
On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Moving the pocket, it's Washington. It's complete on the right side. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there.
And that's why, as a former quarterback, man, I love these drag routes, because if you get the right coverage and it's man-to-man and someone gets picked or can't keep up with your receiver, you just put it out nicely in front of them, they're going to make the catch, and they're going to take it a long way. Really great execution. Nice job by the receiver creating separation, and beautiful throw out in front of the target.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Grabbed behind the line, it's James. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I mean, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Looking to the big tight end. Got there right as the ball did. Jarred it loose. It'll be third down.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Terrapins send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line. Throwing, Williams. Out wide left, it's James. And eventually taken down, but what about that spin move? Gives him the first down yardage. Obviously didn't like what he saw on first down, and they used a timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Second and long here. Williams looking for a man. Fires to the tight end. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Timeout called by the Huskies. That's their second. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Here's Williams to throw. Oh, pressure's coming. Turns it loose deep. He's got it on the right. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. Washington right back to the line. Williams to the air again. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
Man, they could have flipped that field in a hurry, right? They've given up some yards. They're sitting in their own red zone. A chance to make a big play. Yeah, he could have made that interception and could have flipped this field.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Tight end finds a soft spot. Shakes a man, and he might take off. Touchdown, Huskies. Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
That is a huge way to end this half. Man, cutting into the lead, gaining the momentum. Nice job finishing the half with some positive vibes going into halftime.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they cut the lead to 14-10. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And it was punctuated by an 11-yard run for the score. And he takes this from inside the 5. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. We played 2 quarters here and reached halftime, and we will now check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. And the Terrapins will line up to kick off and start the second half. And he's going to bring this one out. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. What do they have to say coming out of halftime, Holly?
Washington's head coach told me coming out of the locker room, the message of his speech was, I've got to get the running back more involved. They trust him. He's been terrific, but they haven't gotten him enough carries. He said, I've got one guy in the booth upstairs who is tracking how many times our running back touches the ball. That is the most essential part of getting back in this game. Get the rock to the guy who can make the biggest difference.
Holly, thank you.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Finds his man down the middle. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Washington sends out the punt team. Gonna field this one in tight quarters. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Maryland has the ball back and the Terrapin offense ready to go. They weren't able to move it on their last possession, ended up punting it away, but now in a tight game, another opportunity for this offense. Tackle behind the line, and he'll lose one on the play. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Off the bootleg, looking to fire. Showing the arm strength to the left. He's got it way down the field. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. That last big play has them in business just outside the red zone. It's 1st and 10. Hand off Gibson, working left. They'll put the brakes on him at the 21, give him a yard.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping him up, getting him on the ground, take away that run game, make him one-dimensional, put him in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Snap it to the back. He's inside the 10. Touchdown, Maryland! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And this is why you consistently run the football. A steady diet because you can break the long touchdown runs. Nice job breaking through the line of scrimmage, outrunning the rest, getting in for the long touchdown run.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Play fake, Williams. Caught over the middle. It's James. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. The Huskies with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wide receiver comes in motion. Hits inside. It's Washington. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42.
Well, after they struggled running the ball in the first half, you just wonder if this coaching staff made some adjustments at halftime and just said, look, we've got to get more physical and we've got to own the line of scrimmage. After that successful run, they got to keep doing this here in the second half.
Washington again. Hit and drop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
Finds the tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
Well, this tight end is so athletic that at times they'll line him up in different parts of the field. That time he was in the slot. Nice job running the route, finding the open space in the defense for the completion.
Williams. Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
Yeah, and 3rd and long, everybody is pinning their ears back and coming after the quarterback. You try to throw screens behind those. Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, defense played it great, and the play went nowhere.
And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. No good. After the missed field goal, still down by 11.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Maryland's offense comes out ready to go on the attack. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. They'll start on the ground with Jarrett Gibson. Tackled almost immediately. Not a whole lot on that one.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Gibson again. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
At some point, enough is enough. This is the guy that's beating me. He's priority number 1. We got to go get him. It's getting later in the second half. I got to go out and make some plays and get my offense the ball back.
And they fail to hook up on 3rd down. The Terrapins will line up to punt it away. On his way back from the 20. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. First snap of this drive comes from the 32. Last drive ended after a long missed field goal, and they have it back ready to go to work. Caught in the backfield, it's James. Makes the down immediately, he picks up a few. After the 4-yard completion on 1st down, now it's 2nd and 6. Williams immediately fires to the middle. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. They'll need to show urgency to get another play off before the clock hits 0. We've reached the break. It's Maryland with the lead. And we've reached the end of the 3rd, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. They'll go back to work with a 1st down in the final period. Williams will pass. Back's got it on the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. And the Huskies trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. It's Williams again. Here comes the heat. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down. This Washington offense moving quickly down the field. The corners are walked up tight. Throwing, Williams. Makes the grab.
Slants against man. That wide receiver has to win right now at the line of scrimmage against that DB playing man coverage. Quarterback, timing with the wide receiver, put it on the money. Wide receiver's probably still going to get hit too, and got to hold on to that thing.
Here's a give to Washington. And he's knocked down. They'll mark it at the 15. It's a 1st down in the red zone.
Well, the good news is you got the 1st down running it there on 2nd and short, but the bad news is you're down by quite a bit here in the 4th quarter, and 2, 3, 4-yard gains aren't going to get it done. You've got to start chucking this thing vertically to get back in the game.
Got it behind the line. It's Clark. Touchdown, Washington! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Really nice job by the quarterback getting through his progression. He wanted to throw that football down the field, but nobody was open. He never forgot about his running back, running the swing route, spitting it out to the perimeter, and letting him do the rest for a touchdown.
And they tacked on the extra point. Here he comes with the return. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. The Terrapins will get things going on offense. First down here as we dive into the college football season. A Week 1 clash that has been worth every minute of it so far. Got an alley. He's got enough. Oh, he's got some space. Past the 30. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Terrapins! Into the end zone with a breakaway score.
And this dude has been a problem today. Almost 200 yards rushing, rips off another long run. He has been impossible to stop. They've featured him, and Palmer, I would continue to feature him.
Yeah, I would too, David. I think he's the definition of a running back that gets better as the game goes on. The more and more you give him the football, he just seems to get stronger. He seems to get faster. People do not want to tackle this guy for 60 minutes. He is putting on a show.
And he's coming out of the end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Here's how the career starts. His first carry. Hammers ahead for a yard out to the 12.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Play action with Williams. Complete. And he uses that stiff arm like a discard, and they get it to the 18-yard line.
I love when they sneak the big fella out of the backfield, usually blocking so much. Nice job with a little play action, slide him, give him the rock.
Third down from the gun, Williams. Slips a tap, and he will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
These are the plays as a defense that mean so much for so many reasons. Getting in the back.
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. Williams to throw for it on fourth. On the move, he fires. Caught, it's James. And he's brought down, but they believe the offense could convert the fourth down, and it paid off.
And his offense is going to have to come up clutch, man. Like late in the football game, you are trailing. This is why you get paid the big bucks. This is why the quarterback is the glamour position. Like, you've got to trust him. He's got to come through. They got to put a few drives together here to get back in this football game.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. Yeah, they're trailing here in the fourth.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet. It's getting pretty close.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down a little bit.
Don't want to move. It's runs like that that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35. Can you even imagine trying to operate in the midst of this purple rain on third down? Push is ahead. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on third down.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see if the offense gets a reprieve. Late hit on the quarterback gives this offense a free first down and some yardage. Man, oh man, those types of penalties just drive defensive coordinators crazy. Was fourth down, now first down. 7-yard pickup on that one is now 2nd and 3. Timeout called by the Huskies. That's their second. They've got one timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. And the Terrapins can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. From the gun, it's Howard. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Now Washington uses his third timeout, and they can't stop the clock again. They'll have to navigate the rest of this game without being able to stop the clock. Looking to pick up a first down on 3rd and short from the 43. Direct snap. A timely pickup to get the first down there, and it took a little something out of the crowd, too.
And the offense runs the football, and they get the first down. And you kind of get the feeling they've already gone for it on fourth down once. Like, they're going to do it again. And that just puts so much pressure on a defense. Like, to play an extra snap over and over again is really, really difficult. This offense appears to be in an aggressive mode.
We've reached a 2-minute timeout, and in all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. The Terrapins will have it 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll send the back in motion. The RPO, fire complete to the left. Turning it on. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. And the Terrapins come to the line with a fresh set of downs thanks to that last connection in the passing game. From the red zone, looking for a man. Headed to the end zone. He stopped just short of the goal line, but they'll have it 1st and goal from the 1.
You know, it's interesting. At this point of the game, with the lead in the 4th quarter, the defense is expecting them to run the ball, and because they're putting so many guys close to the...
Touchdown, Maryland! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And I just love what I'm seeing from this team. Like, going on the road, game 1, where you're still figuring out who you are and what you do well. Another scoring drive by this offense. Looks like they're going to get the dub in a hostile environment to start the season.
And now with the extra point, they're up by 18 here in the 4th. So that was a 10-play, 75-yard drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Looks like he's going to bring it out. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. Here's Williams to throw. Turns it upfield. Able to haul it in, but right to the ground he goes. Only a pickup of a couple. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people...
Picked off. A turnover in their own end. He'll try to take it back. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Terrapins! The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Williams looking for a man. Fires to the right. Makes the grab. He's out of bounds after a big pickup, but there's a flag on the field, and this might be coming back. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. Williams. Quick completion on the out. Across midfield and out of bounds at the 49. A big pickup there. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Fresh set of downs going up top. Bought a little time, lets it go. Short throw to the sideline, picks up just a little. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. After the 7-yard completion, it's now 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Look out! Fires downfield. Timed it perfectly to knock it free and forces the third down.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can.
Looking to take a shot. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
And this is a tough spot for the QB, man. Like, he knows he's down big and has to make big plays down the field, but also got to be smart because this defense, you can tell, bringing in extra bodies, playing the pass, maybe take the dink and dunk.
And, guys, hold that thought just a second because here comes the 4th down play. If they don't get it here, this one is probably over. 4th down, Williams. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Can't complete the long throw, and the defense gets off the field on 4th down. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Selling the run, but he wants to throw it. Left side is Fleming. There he goes. Will be in the final play as the clock strikes 0 here.